Hi there, this is Ruben from Dutch Round 1. Thanks again for coming by. Thanks for watching another episode. As always, I appreciate your time and I appreciate your support. Today, what are we going to do? Well, we'll take a look at 20 useful expressions in Dutch, right? But before we do that, remember to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you want more content, and let me know in the comments if this was useful for you or not. But without much further ado, let's go straight for 20 useful expressions in Dutch. Alright, so basically, how can we do this? On top, you will see the expression. So for instance, the first one is over koetjes en kalfjes praten. I'll give you a literal translation, which won't make any sense. And then maybe if you want to guess, you can hit that pause button and maybe try and figure out what it could mean in Dutch. If not, you can just follow the video and I'll give you the explanation after a click of the mouse button, and you'll see the correct translation in English. Alright, so over koetjes en kalfjes praten, so it's basically to talk about cows and then their offspring, and that would be calves. So to talk about cows and calves. Doesn't really make sense, you know, if you translate it literally. However, you'll see the English translation right now, and that's basically small talk conversation. So to talk about anything, about the weather and so on. Just have small talk conversations with people. All right, so that was the first one. Then we go to the second one, and the second one is ZAND EROVER. It's quite short. People will say that sometimes. ZAND EROVER. Now, if you translate it literally, ZAND is sand, and EROVER, that would be over it, on top of it. So sand on top of it. That would be like a literal translation. Maybe if you think about it, you can guess the meaning, and that's basically let's forget about it. Okay, it happened in the past. ZAND EROVER. Let's forget about it. We'll move on. That's what it means. We continue, and then we have the third one, and the third one is als de kippen bij zijn. Als de kippen bij zijn. The kippen, the chickens. So basically it means to be on it or to be at it as chickens or as the chickens. Again, quite difficult maybe to know the meaning if you just, you know, hear it from the random translation you just got it or you just got. But it's basically, that's the one which I found. It's to be like a dog on a June bug. So basically when an opportunity arises, to be very quick off the mark and to try and grab this opportunity as fast as you can, to be all over it. That's basically what it means. Okay, we go to the next one. Met het verkeerde been uit bed stappen. Right? Literally means to get out of bed with the wrong leg. Doesn't make sense, although in English the expression is quite similar. All right, let's have a look. And it's basically to get out of the wrong side of the bed. So that's it. So they're quite close to one another. It's basically when you wake up or in the morning and you're in a bad mood and maybe you haven't had your coffee yet and you kind of snap at everybody, then people might tell you je bent met het verkeerde been uit bed gestapt. So we go to the next one, and the next one is door de mand vallen. Alright, so if you translate it literally, that would be to fall through the basket. Doesn't really make sense. However, maybe you can have an idea if you think about it. What could it mean? Well, basically it means to being being exposed as a cheat or to fail. So basically this happens when somebody says that he can do something without any problem, and then eventually that person fails, cannot really do it, or that person promises something which they cannot deliver, and then basically when they can't, they will say, jij bent door de mand gevallen, you're being exposed as a cheat, as a liar, or you have failed. That is door de mand vallen, literally to fall through the basket. The next one is het regent PIJPENSTELEN. Alright, so basically het regent is it rains. PIJPENSTELEN, steel, a pipe is a pipe, and steel van een pipe is like the stem of a pipe, so the pipe stem. And so literally that would mean it rains pipe stems. Well, that's basically it's raining cats and dogs, or so it's raining quite a bit. Het regent PIJPENSTELEN is really heavy rain. And then we go to the next one, and the next one is voor niets gaat de zon op. Alright, so literally that means the sun rises for free. So what does that mean in Dutch? Well, it basically means nothing is for free. Everything has a price. The only thing which does not have a price would be the rising and the setting of the sunrise and the sunset. That's basically what it means. Alright, and then we go to the next one. Met de mantel der liefde bedekken. Met de mantel der liefde bedekken. Now, if you would translate this literally, that would be to cover with the cloak or the mantle or the coat of love. It's quite close to English. In English, the translation would be to cover with the cloak of charity. All right, that's basically what it means, to cover with the cloak of charity. We go to the next one, and the next one is als de kat van huis is, dansen de muizen. This one is almost the same in English. I'll translate it for you. If the cat is not home, then the mice dance. In English, it's the same almost. It rhymes in English. It's basically when the cat is away, the mice will play. Right? We go to the next one, and the next one is iets onder de knie hebben. Literally, to have something under the or under your knee. If you think about it, it's quite logical. It's basically when you've mastered something, then you can say, ik heb dit onder de knie. I've mastered this. Alright, so we go to the next one, and the next one is balen als een stekker. Balen als een stekker. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense, that one. Also, the origin of this proverb is a mystery to many people, because there's no logical explanation for it. So balen could be translated as to complain, and stekker, that would be a plug. So to complain as a plug doesn't make sense. Well, basically it's to be fed up with something, to be completely over something, to be done with something. Dat is balen als een stekker, right? Okay, the origins actually of this proverb go back to the 17th century, and they found an explanation for balen. However, they were never able to explain why the word stekker came into that proverb up till now. So it's one of those wonders of our language, I guess. We continue, and then you can have boter op je hoofd. Boter op je hoofd hebben. To have butter on your head. Maybe if you think about it, it can be quite logical. What could it mean? Well, it means the following. It means to have no room to talk as you are guilty to, right? So boter op je hoofd hebben is to have no room to talk as you are guilty to. We go to the next one, and the next one is de pijp aan Maarten geven. De pijp aan Maarten geven. So literally it means to give the pipe to Martin. All right, what does that mean? Well, it basically means to kick the bucket, to give up, or to surrender. Can be any of those. To kick the bucket, to give up, or to surrender. We go to the next one, and the next one is ergens een stokje voor steken. Okay, so literally it would mean to place a stick in front of something. That would be your literal translation. And what does it mean? It's basically to obstruct something or to sabotage something. That's basically what it means. We go to the next one, and the next one is leugens hebben korte benen. Alright, so lies have short legs. I think this is something which you might be able to deduct, and it's the following: lies are short-lived. Right. The next one would be van een mug een olifant maken. Alright, to turn a mosquito into an elephant. Also, when you think logically about this one, I think you can kind of guess the meaning of this proverb, and indeed it is to exaggerate tremendously. Alright, so to exaggerate tremendously, to turn a mosquito into an elephant. And then we go to the next one, and the next one is de berg heeft een muis gebaard. Alright, the mountain has given birth to a mouse. Not really that logical, maybe, but if you think about it, maybe you can find out what it means. Well, it means to produce an insignificant result, especially if there was great expectation. For instance, there's this, let's say, Champions League final between two great teams, and the match turned out to be a very boring affair. Then people would say, de Berg heeft een muis gebaard, to produce an insignificant result. We go to the next one, and warmpjes bij zitten. Warmpjes bij zitten. So literally, to be seated warmly, cozily. What could that mean? Well, it means to be rich. All right. So when somebody says, jij zit warmpjes bij, then they're telling you that they think that you are a rich person. We go to the next one, and the next one is met de gebakken peren zitten. So literally, to sit with the baked pears. Again, quite difficult maybe to deduct from the literal translation. Well, it means to live to regret it. Okay, you have to bear the consequences now, and the only thing you can do is to live to regret it. Right, and then the last one is iemand een koekje van eigen deeg geven. I think this one you'll be able to deduct if I give you the literal translation. It's basically to give somebody a cookie of his or her own dough. So that's basically to give somebody or someone a taste of his or her own medicine. So in Dutch we would say iemand een koekje van eigen deeg geven. Alright, so these were the 20 useful expressions we use actually on a daily basis. So I hope they're useful for you. I hope you can use them to improve your conversational skills and also to upgrade your level of the Dutch language. I want to thank you again for watching. Remember to give the like, subscribe to the channel if you want more content, and let me know in the comments if this was useful for you or not. I wish you a great rest of the day, and stay tuned for another episode of Dutch Round 1. Ciao!